It's Monday, 23 September. Welcome to the PDB Afternoon Bulletin. I'm Mike Baker, your eyes and ears on the world stage. All right, let's get briefed. We'll start things off with former President Trump's latest would-be assassin, as reports emerge that he stalked Trump for roughly a month and wrote a letter detailing his intention to assassinate Trump before attempting to shoot him at his West Palm Beach golf club on the 15th of September. Then, we'll look at the latest news out of Lebanon, where Israel has dramatically expanded their aerial attacks on Iranian-backed Hezbollah militants, striking at least 800 Hezbollah targets on Monday in the single deadliest day of fighting between the group and Israel since 2006. But first, our afternoon spotlight. I want to begin with an update on Ryan Routh, and that's the man accused of staking out former President Trump's West Palm Beach golf course for 12 hours in an apparent assassination attempt. Prosecutors revealed on Monday that Routh, 58 years old, had written a letter months before the incident, explicitly stating his intent to kill Trump. The letter, addressed to, quote, "Dear World," well, that narrows it down, included the chilling confession. He wrote, quote, "This was an assassination attempt on Donald Trump, but I failed you. I tried my best," he said, "and gave it all the gumption I could muster," end quote. Yeah, that seems perfectly normal and sane. Routh also encouraged others to finish his plot, offering $150,000 as a bounty to anyone who could, quote, "finish the job." Prosecutors alleged that the letter and other items were left at a witness's residence several months before the incident. According to the filings, the witness found a box at their home containing not only the letter, but also ammunition, a metal pipe, various building materials, tools, and 4 phones. The witness, who remained unnamed, did not open the box until after Routh's arrest. The court filings also reveal Routh's extended surveillance of Trump. The filings suggest Routh planned his movements, traveling from Greensboro, North Carolina, to West Palm Beach on 14 August. From 18 August through 15 September, Routh reportedly stalked the former president, as evidenced by the repeated activity of his phone accessing cell towers near Trump International Golf Club and Trump's former Mar-a-Lago residence. Prosecutors allege that Routh was gathering information on Trump's whereabouts and plotting a potential attack during this time. A search of Routh's vehicle, a Nissan Xterra, uncovered a trove of critical evidence. Investigators found an SKS semi-automatic rifle equipped with a scope and an extended magazine that was loaded with 11 rounds, one already in the chamber. Routh, who has an extensive criminal history, including felony convictions in North Carolina for possessing a weapon of mass destruction and stolen goods, now faces 2 new gun charges: possession of a firearm by a convicted felon and possession of a firearm with an obliterated serial number. Additionally, agents recovered a Hawaii driver's license, a passport, and a handwritten list detailing dates and locations where former President Trump had appeared or was expected to appear in August, September, and October. The search also revealed body armor plates designed to stop small arms fire, 2 extra license plates, 6 cell phones, and a Google search for directions from Palm Beach County to Mexico. The filing, submitted before Routh's Monday court appearance, has prosecutors arguing that Routh poses too much risk and should remain in custody. You think so? Yeah. I'd say that not allowing him out on bail is a solid choice here. The FBI is continuing its investigation into whether Routh acted alone or had accomplices in his detailed assassination plot. Coming up, we'll turn our attention back to Lebanon, where Israel has dramatically expanded their campaign against Iranian-backed Hezbollah militants, unleashing their largest aerial attack on the group since at least 2006. I'll be right back. You know, every day we hear about surveillance and how our right to privacy is being infringed upon. And it's true, right? You know what I'm talking about. It feels like we're living in a world where nothing is truly private anymore. And you know why? It's because nothing really is truly private anymore. I mean, most of us, for the sake of convenience, fair enough, right? We hand over our personal information without a second thought on a daily basis. I mean, we're signing up for services, you're shopping online, using social media, and I know you're out there using social media. Well, but this convenience, it comes at a cost. Now, it's time for us to take a stand and fight back for our right to privacy. One tool that's been essential for me in this fight is the all-in-one privacy app called MySudo. That's MySudo, MySudo. It's an app that lets you create multiple digital identities with separate phone numbers and emails so you can keep your personal information private. In this age of constant surveillance, having MySudo is crucial. Now, for my listeners, I've got a special deal. Go to mysudo.com/Mike Baker and use code, wait for it, Mike Baker. I bet you didn't see that coming, to get 30 days free on a Sudo Pro yearly subscription. Take back your privacy. Take it back with MySudo. Trust me, it's worth it. Welcome back to the Afternoon Bulletin. I want to return to events in Lebanon, where Israel unleashed an unprecedented aerial bombardment on Monday, targeting at least 800 Hezbollah military sites in what appears to be a dramatic expansion of their military campaign against the Iranian-backed terror outfit. Dozens of Israeli jets led the assault on Monday, which focused on degrading Hezbollah's operations in southern Lebanon and the Bekaa Valley, noted strongholds for the militants. The airstrikes followed a warning from the Israeli military earlier on Monday for Lebanese civilians to evacuate from any areas affiliated with Hezbollah's military operations. And that's the first warning of its kind issued by the IDF in Lebanon, according to a report from NBC News. We should note, Israel did not just send out some blanket statement regarding an evacuation. The head of a major telecoms company in Lebanon told Reuters that Israel made some 80,000 call and text message attempts asking people to evacuate the area. The IDF spokesman noted that Hezbollah was storing thousands of long-range rockets in civilian homes. The spokesman added after the strikes began that they were intended to destroy Hezbollah's military capabilities and infrastructure, saying, quote, "Based on accurate intelligence, the IDF attacked buildings where Hezbollah hid rockets, missiles, launchers, unmanned aerial vehicles, and other military infrastructure," end quote. Once the airstrikes began, it quickly turned into the deadliest day inside Lebanon since the 34-day war between Israel and Hezbollah back in 2006. By last count, the Lebanese Health Ministry said the strikes had killed at least 274 people and injured at least 1,024. The strikes came as Hezbollah rockets continued to rain down on various locations throughout northern Israel. Hezbollah fired at least 165 rockets into northern Israel on Monday, though no injuries were reported. In a defiant statement, Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu said Monday that Israel was, quote, "not waiting for the threat to come. We're preempting it. We're dismantling thousands of rockets and missiles aimed at Israeli cities and citizens," end quote. Netanyahu also warned his population to brace for difficult days ahead. As a reminder, Israel and Hezbollah have been exchanging near daily rocket fire ever since Hezbollah attacked Israel's northern border communities in the wake of the 7 October attacks by Hamas. Hezbollah began its nearly year-long rocket attacks on Israel in support of their also Iranian-backed Hamas terrorist colleagues, claiming that they would only stop once a ceasefire was in place in Gaza. Netanyahu continued, quote, "Whoever tries to hurt us, we hurt him even more. I promised that we would change the security balance, the balance of power in the north, and this is exactly what we are doing," end quote. The Israeli Security Cabinet moved last Tuesday to update the goals of the war to include the safe return of tens of thousands of displaced Israelis to the northern border area, a signal that leaders in Jerusalem were preparing to shift their focus from Gaza to Lebanon. On Monday, as rockets continued to fly across both sides of the border, the Israeli cabinet declared a, quote, "special situation" across the country, granting them the emergency power to impose restrictions on civilian life, including school closures and limits on public gatherings. Currently, the order only applies to communities north of Haifa and in the vicinity of Gaza. That's according to a report from CNN. On the Lebanese side, Officials have ordered the suspension of all classes in schools and universities across the country due to the bombardment. Monday was the fifth round, and by far the largest, of Israeli airstrikes against Hezbollah targets since last Thursday. On Friday, Israel unleashed an airstrike on Beirut's southern suburbs, killing senior Hezbollah officials, including Ibrahim Akil, the commander of Hezbollah's elite Radwan force and mastermind behind a bombing back in 1983 in Lebanon that killed hundreds of U.S. and French troops in their barracks. Those strikes followed Israel's alleged covert attacks last Tuesday and Wednesday on Hezbollah militants that employed pagers and handheld radios, walkie-talkies, used by the group that were rigged to explode via remote detonation. Lebanon's health ministry said at least 37 people were killed and nearly 3,000 wounded in those attacks. And that, my friends, is the PDB Afternoon Bulletin for Monday, 23 September. If you have any questions or comments, please reach out to me at pdb@thefirsttv.com. And as I'm sure you've heard from your own sources, if you want to listen to the show ad-free, well, simply become a premium member of President's Daily Brief by visiting pdbpremium.com. It couldn't really be any simpler. I'm Mike Baker, and I'll be back tomorrow. Until then, stay informed, stay safe, stay cool.